In 1942, a year after the German invasion of the Soviet Union during World War II, Red Army soldier Vasily Zaitsev travels on a train towards Stalingrad, remembering the time his grandfather taught him how to fire a rifle while hunting. On the train with him are hundreds of other soldiers, but also several civilians, including Tanya Chernova, whom Vasily notices but doesn't dare speak to. The civilians leave halfway through the trip, while the soldiers are thrown right into the middle of the Battle of Stalingrad. They need to board a boat to reach the front lines, and the enemy takes advantage of this, dropping bombs and opening fire on them as soon as they are spotted. Many soldiers fall, and seeing this, others jump into the water trying to escape, only to be shot by their own superior officers for deserting. Once they reach the docks, only 1 out of every 2 soldiers receives a rifle. The other is given bullets and instructions to follow the soldier with the weapon. The group is forced into a suicidal charge that the Germans easily dominate, and Vasily, who is given bullets, barely survives the assault by staying close to the ground and pretending to be dead. Once again, soldiers attempting to escape are shot by their own side, labeled as cowards and traitors. Soon, the area is covered in bodies with no one alive in sight, until, moments later, a car tries to cross the area. A tank shell hits it and flips it over, and out comes Danilov, who rushes to hide inside a fountain, pretending to be another body in the pile. He miraculously avoids being killed when a group of Germans drives by and shoots the bodies to ensure there are no survivors. Once they leave, Danilov takes a rifle from one of the bodies and tries to shoot some soldiers he can see in a nearby building, but the weapon is out of ammo. At that moment, Danilov discovers he isn't actually the only one alive in the fountain. Vasily has also been hiding there. Vasily asks for his rifle so he can load it with the bullets he was given when he arrived. Vasily also tells him they must wait for an explosion to fire so they aren't discovered. But since Danilov is a political commissar, his experience with weapons is limited, so he lets Vasily use the rifle instead. As another car with soldiers arrives, Vasily moves behind a hole in the fountain wall, and, as soon as he hears an explosion, begins shooting each German one by one in the head with absolute efficiency. Hours later, once they have been rescued and taken back to headquarters, Danilov prints a series of pamphlets detailing Vasily's heroic feat. Many days later, Chairman Nikita Khrushchev arrives in Stalingrad to coordinate the city's defense, as Stalingrad is a symbol of Stalin's power and they cannot afford to lose it. Furious after hearing about yet another defeat, he demands ideas from his subordinates on how to improve morale, but most soldiers simply repeat the same ineffective tactics they've been using for years. Danilov, however, proposes something different. He believes that instead of punishment, they must give hope. They must create a hero and inspire the people to want to protect the motherland, and he has the perfect hero for the job. Danilov's idea is approved, and he is promoted to senior lieutenant. Vasily's face now appears in the newspaper, presenting him as an example to follow. He has also been promoted, in his case to the sniper division. From then on, Vasily becomes the face of the Russian army, both a national hero and a propaganda icon, and his exploits appear in every edition of the army newspaper, as well as on pamphlets posted on every wall in the country. One day, during one of his missions, Vasily and his team are found by a young boy named Sasha Filipov, who admires Vasily. He invites him to his humble home, where his mother, Mrs. Filipov, prepares dinner as a thank you for what he has done for his country. Shortly after they arrive, Danilov also shows up, bringing letters from Vasily's admirers across the nation. To keep the hope and propaganda plan going, Danilov makes him respond to all of them, though he is the one telling Vasily what to write, especially since he has to help him with grammar. One more person arrives after they begin, Tanya, the girl from the train, who is like a sister to Sasha and has become a private in the local militia. She also speaks German fluently because she studied at the university. Danilov wants to recruit her because they need more soldiers who understand German, but Tanya would prefer to stay and fight, especially since the local militia is short-handed. She changes her mind when Danilov explains how much she could help them by decoding German intelligence, and that he will send 12 soldiers in exchange for every person who speaks German. Meanwhile, the German army is starting to suffer the consequences of what Vasily and his sniper team are causing in their ranks, so they summon German Major Erwin Koenig, a renowned sniper and head of the German Army Sniper School in Sachsen. He is assigned the task of killing Vasily, and Koenig prepares a plan to make Vasily come to him rather than chasing him down. A few hours later, Vasily is woken from a nap by his team because there is trouble in the department store sector. Vasily shoots at a shadow in the window and a helmet falls, so, believing he hit his target, he takes Lyudmila with him to find the body. The partner they leave behind is shot as soon as they go. The duo enters the department store and sneaks in until they reach the window, only to discover that the shape they had seen is a mannequin positioned to look like a sniper. This is obviously a trap, and when Vasily finds a cigarette butt on the floor, he realizes his enemy is still there, watching them. He thinks they should take it slow and remain hidden until they think of a proper plan to escape, but as planes begin to arrive and bomb the area, Lyudmila panics and runs out, giving Koenig the perfect chance to shoot her. Vasily escapes before Koenig can do the same to him. Koenig returns to the hideout where he is staying and has Sasha clean his shoes. Sasha pretends to be an innocent bystander, but he is passing information to Koenig about Vasily in exchange for food, so that the Major trusts him and shares information about his whereabouts in return. When the Red Army finds out the Germans are using Koenig, they bring in a former student of his, Kulikov, to teach Vasily how Koenig thinks so they can kill him. Before returning to the field, however, Vasily must attend a special party in his honor. After greeting Tanya, he is dragged away by Khrushchev to meet journalists, answer questions, take photographs, and look at a giant painting of Stalin, because according to Khrushchev, he is always watching over his country. Seeing the painting makes Vasily think of the day his grandfather taught him to shoot again. It turns out he missed his first shot, and that allowed the wolf to reach his horse and eat it. A few days later, Vasily, Kulikov, and another team member, Volodya, enter an abandoned building where they've been told they might find Koenig. As they sneak in as carefully as possible, they find a body in a firing position, posed as the ultimate trap. This means they are on the right track. After crossing an open area and luckily avoiding all enemy bullets, they manage to shoot 2 different repairmen before it's time for dinner. Volodya leaves his companions for a moment to retrieve the soup he had been heating in another room, but he is captured on the way. Koenig and his team try to make him confess where Vasily is hiding, but since Volodya won't talk, they dress him as one of their own and send him out to pretend to be another repairman. Not knowing who it really is, Kulikov kills him immediately, purposely revealing their location so that when he makes a helmet appear in the window, the enemy will fire and reveal their location too. Koenig doesn't fall for the trap, so the duo decides to relocate, but when they jump across an open section of the floor, Koenig takes the opportunity and shoots Kulikov while Vasily escapes safe and sound. This constant pursuit between Vasily and Koenig is taking too much time, and an impatient Khrushchev is starting to pressure Danilo. After their meeting, Danilo goes to see Tanya to bring her a gift and try to court her, but she surprises him by asking to be reassigned. A few hours later, Vasily returns to headquarters and his mood is not the best. He has never seen a shot like the one he saw today, and he believes Koenig may be too good for him to beat. Danilov promises him that they are getting new information, and that next time, Vasily will be 1 or perhaps even more steps ahead of him, so he has nothing to worry about. But he does ask for a favor in return. He wants Vasily to talk to Tanya and convince her not to request that transfer. When Vasily tries to do so, Tanya explains that she asked to be transferred because early that morning, she learned her parents were among a group of prisoners executed by the Germans, and she wants to go there to fight. Understanding her need for revenge, Vasily gives her Kulikov's rifle. After Sasha shares information with both of them, Koenig and Vasily go to the same abandoned building, thinking they will surprise each other. While Koenig waits on an elevated platform, Vasily and his fellow sniper enter and hide behind pipes, the shaking of which alerts Koenig to their position. As soon as the duo tries to move, Koenig shoots at them, causing Vasily to lose his rifle and his partner to be wounded. Vasily sends his partner back to headquarters since he can't do anything in that state, and while the sniper returns to the pipe, Vasily tries to retrieve his rifle by tying a rope to a knife and throwing it at the weapon to drag it toward him. But when he finally manages to land it correctly, Koning cuts the rope with an easy shot. When some German planes fly by and drop bombs, they break the glass ceiling, and some of the fragments fall in front of Vasily, giving Koning a full view of his face. At headquarters, Danilov is trying to convince Tanya not to fight, saying her skills are more valuable in the intellectual field. Their argument is interrupted by the returning sniper, who tells them what happened. Tanya doesn't hesitate to go through the same pipe route to reach him and help, but as soon as he sees her, Vasily tells her to stay where she is and follow his plan. In the same way that Koenig has been watching him through the glass, Vasily has also used a fragment to watch him in return, and thanks to this, he knows his location. He asks Tanya to grab another piece of glass and turn it until the light reflects off it and blinds Koenig, creating an opening for Vasily to safely retrieve his rifle and shoot him. He doesn't manage to kill Koenig, but he does wound his hand. Later, when Vasily and Tanya return to headquarters, they celebrate being alive with the rest of the soldiers, and afterward, they hide under the covers and make love right in the middle of the communal dormitory. The next morning, Vasily asks Danilov to stop writing about him. He can no longer carry that weight on his shoulders and wants to fight as a regular soldier. Danilov doesn't accept this, and to manipulate Vasily and make him feel bad even for asking, he brings in Sasha, who shows him how proud he is for having obtained information from Koning. With the boy looking at him with such hope in his eyes, Vasily cannot say no, and allows Sasha to guide him to the area where Koning will be waiting. The ground is covered in bodies, so Vasily hides among them and proceeds to wait for Koning to appear. However, there is a problem. He spends so much time waiting there that he falls asleep. When Koning finally spots him from his hiding place, he is about to shoot him, only to suddenly see a scavenger soldier appear between them, moving Vasily's body as if he were dead and easily stealing all his belongings. The German army captures this soldier and discovers he stole Vasily's ID, leading them to think Vasily is dead. Koning disagrees, but he is dismissed anyway. Refusing to go home while Vasily might still be out there, Koning talks to Sasha again, and, already suspecting what might be happening, tells him his next location. At the Russian headquarters, Khrushcheva learns the Germans are circulating news of Vasily's death and becomes enraged with Danilov, who doesn't believe it. Khrushcheva doesn't care if it's true or not. He wants Danilov to work his writing magic and convince the public that everything is fine. Later, Danilov tries to talk to Tanya about their potential trip to his home, but they are interrupted when loudspeakers also begin announcing Vasily's death. Danilov prepares to write an announcement of Vasily's death as a hero, but at that moment, the man himself returns. He explains how he missed his shot by falling asleep, and that he had to remain hidden from a man trying to kill him, so Danilov agrees to transfer him. Then Vasily asks about Tanya, and Sasha tells him he knew he was alive and told her, so she has gone to the station to find Koenig and get revenge. Danilov and Vasily rush to the station to rescue her, and when they find her, Vasily and Tanya kiss, which causes Danilov to become incredibly jealous. So, when he returns to headquarters, instead of writing his report on Vasily's heroism, he communicates to the world that Vasily became a traitor. What they are unaware of is the fact that Koenig saw them at the station, and now he knows for sure that Sasha has been passing information, so he captures the boy and hangs him from a pole to lure Vasily. However, the one who almost falls into the trap upon seeing the body is Tanya, and she only doesn't go after Koenig because Vasily stops her, saying that's exactly what he wants. They agree on a plan. While Vasily goes after him, Tanya asks Danilov for a favor, and together they go to see Mrs. Filippov to get her out of the country with a special pass Danilov got for her. Mrs. Filippov doesn't want to leave without Sasha, but to avoid upsetting her, instead of telling her Sasha died, they tell her he joined the Germans. Mrs. Filippov doesn't blame him if it means he is safe and agrees to leave with them. On the way to the boat, a bomb explodes near them, wounding Tanya. Danilov believes she has died and leaves, but Mrs. Filippov doesn't give up and convinces a doctor to let Tanya board with her by showing her special pass and saying Tanya is her daughter. Vasily and Koenig are at a stalemate in their respective hiding spots, not knowing where the other is. Danilov suddenly appears beside Vasily, and now that he thinks Tanya is dead, he believes he has nothing left to live for and that humanity doesn't deserve to be saved. As a way to make up for the lies he made up about Vasily, he sacrifices himself and steps out of his hiding spot so that Koenig can shoot him and reveal his location. Vasily thinks ahead and doesn't react immediately, so now Koenig thinks he has killed Vasily himself and comes out to check the body. Vasily is waiting for him halfway, and as soon as he aims his rifle at him, Koenig takes off his hat and accepts his fate. After killing him, Vasily takes his rifle and leaves it next to Danilov's body. 2 months later, after the Germans have surrendered, Vasily receives a letter from Tanya saying she is alive and being cared for in a field hospital. Once the city is safe enough for travel, Vasily goes to the address in the letter, and the couple is happily reunited.